I have a new video for you because we're going to talk about the mysterious mukbanger named Kate Yup. She has gained over 1 million subscribers here on YouTube by posting 30 videos of herself eating excessively large amounts of seafood. But it doesn't end there because the public is worried about Kate. I mean, her videos are concerning. Besides the fact that she's eating so much food in one sitting, there are times where she will appear on camera with bruising on her arm or maybe a busted lip. I mean, in all of her videos, she wears a face covering to cover her eyes and her nose and to cover her tattoo. So what is she hiding? Or is someone forcing her to hide? Because fans have picked up on weird noises in the background. They have also found little SOS signs throughout her subtitles that seem like she is crying out for help. So today we're going to talk about Kate Yup. We're going to go through her bizarre story and whether she's being held captive and someone is forcing her to do this. So let's get into it. Before we get into this video, I do want to give you guys a trigger warning because there are a lot of triggers in this video when it comes to the bruising on her face. I mean, is she being held captive by someone? And a lot of people believe that Kate Yup actually has an ED. So we're going to talk about all of the possibilities when it comes to Kate. But let me give you guys a quick rundown of who she is because she has gotten a lot of attention to her channel because of her erratic behavior. The upper part of her face is hidden from view, but you guys can always see a little piece of cloth tied around her eyes and her nose with little holes for her nostrils. She seems to be quite thin. I mean, she's not very thin like Eugenia Cooney maybe, but she seems to be thinner than some other mukbangers out here. And I only bring this up just because like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about a possible ED later on in this video because there are some very concerning signs. But Kate doesn't talk in her videos at all. Her way of communication is through text on her videos about how she likes the food or what she's eating, and in some of these little texts that come up on the bottom of the screen, fans have noticed that she has sent SOS symbols within these texts. In this example, you guys can see on the screen she writes, "The meat is so delicious, soft and tender," but she capitalizes SOS, which in my opinion seems a little bit odd. I mean, why would she do that unless she wants help? But now I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. So let's step it back and talk about who Kate Yup is, because she pretty much came out of nowhere. Like I said, she has over 1 million subscribers on her YouTube channel, and she only has 30 videos posted. Her first video was posted on April 23rd, 2018, where she ate 11 pounds of salmon, raw salmon, within 13 minutes. I'm no health expert, but like that amount of salmon in one sitting, like that sounds like mercury poisoning to me. But anyways, she ate it on camera and that was her first appearance on YouTube. This is actually the description from that video, and you'll notice in this description that she has some language in French. And actually, I believe that maybe she's either French or possibly her capturer person is French. Ultimately, do I believe that she's actually captured? I don't know, because I mean, what type of captured person would allow their person to put SOS in their videos? Like, how would they let them edit those? But you guys will notice throughout this video, there are signs that there is someone else involved in this channel. As for the fabric on her face, it's not really clear why she has this. Someone did actually take this screenshot to show that she has brown eyes. Again, I don't think it's very clear that she has brown eyes just from this screenshot in general, but the piece of cloth is very odd. Some actually claim that they see tears coming out of her eyes while she's eating, but this actually looks like there are just tears inside the fabric, but it doesn't change how awkward and odd it looks because it's obviously not like a piece that is made for the face. It looks like it's been stretched around her face, altered for the nose and the eyes, and I don't know why someone would want to wear this while they're eating. One subscriber claims that the reason why she wears this blindfold is because she has a deformity in her nose and she got made fun of for it, which is supposedly a statement she made in an old video. In that same statement, she also supposedly addressed her armband, where you guys can see she has a tattoo. And part of me thinks that maybe her nose isn't deformed, but rather that she's trying to protect her identity and trying to hide from whoever she really is, because this tattoo is always covered, you know, except for this little bit where it slipped, and her face is always covered as well, which I think that the tattoo is an indicator of who she is and probably why it's always covered. So maybe it's less about the deformity that someone suspects, but rather like her identity itself. Her second video was posted on June 11th, 2018, and this one was again another salmon eating challenge where she ate 11 pounds of salmon raw on camera. She actually included a warning in this video because, as you guys probably can tell by now, when she eats, it's not very graceful. She is very messy, she is very loud, and it doesn't seem to be like pleasing to watch. It's actually kind of hard to watch sometimes. And in this warning, she writes, "This way to eat is wild and not aesthetic. It does not please everyone, but it's like this. I love to eat. So please respect it. Thank you." And the way that this is written makes me think that maybe she is French or English isn't her first language, because she wrote, you know, "This way to eat is wild and not aesthetic," which does not sound like proper English, you know, in placement. So Kate continued to post videos of her eating large amounts of seafood on camera, and she was getting some pretty good numbers as far as views. But once a year passed of her doing this and she posted another video in June 2019, she has started to pop off, because this video she posted in June is titled "Two whole fish, whole giant squid, lobster, king crab, salmon, tuna raw, octopus, scallop, and shrimp." So she's eating the whole sea in this video, but there's so much more than just the food going on here, because a lot of people noticed that she has some very concerning bruising. So this is the video, and I'm going to go ahead and just start the video for you guys because I want you to see some of the bruising and stuff going on here. So as you guys can see right away, her arm up here in the corner, in this corner, is very bruised and dark. And she also has a busted lip. You guys might be able to tell from right below here. So right away, fans are like, wait, what is going on? Why does she have these markings on her arm? Especially the one like on like her arm does not look like a normal just bruise. Almost like, now that I'm looking at it, it almost looks like a grab, like this, because I don't know how you would have a bruise here and here, because it's not like she was hit like this way. You would have been hit both ways. But such an awkward just like thing to notice. I mean, again, if she was actually being kidnapped by some people who were trying to keep her like hostage, then wouldn't they put like a long sleeve on or try to cover that in some way? It makes me think that she's not actually maybe kidnapped, because that is really the biggest conspiracy on the internet, that she is being held captive by some people who like are just making her eat on camera. And as you guys can see, she eats very messy, very quick, and a lot of people believe that maybe this is the only time that she gets to eat is while she's on camera. Here are some examples of the text that will come up on screen. Like this one writes, "I'm so hungry." And here's another one that says, "You will have to understand it. I love seafood so much." Again, with weird capitalization, maybe she's trying to tell us something. I'm not too sure. But the first takeaway is obviously the bruising. Like, what is going on with this bruising? Because you can see there are some very dark marks on her arm and on her lip. Well, she actually got a ton of comments about this, and she addressed it in a little community post where she wrote, "Everything is okay for me. Nobody forcing me to eat, and I have any health problems." So again, her language doesn't sound necessarily clear there or proper. She shares that these marks on my arms are caused by the sun, just like this wound on my lip, usually called cold sore. Ew. But what are the chances that these arms on her mark are caused by the sun? There are some like diseases out there or some conditions where people do bruise easily, and it can involve a little bit of the sun, but the marking she has on her arm just doesn't really seem like it fits in any of those categories. Actually, in her follow-up video, she didn't have the marking on her any longer, which that bruise was dark, so it would be there for a minute. So unless she covered it up with makeup or so, it seems like the bruise kind of miraculously went away. You guys may remember in the beginning of this video, I brought up this little message right here because she writes, "So delicious," and she includes SOS in there, and a lot of people believe that this is an SOS call. Well, there's actually another video out there where she does another set of messages, and this is actually the order it goes in. And in this order, you guys can see that the beginning letter of each text is different for whatever reason. So the texts are all different like font types, and the beginning letter says HELP, almost like a little clue like help throughout this video through her little messages on the screen. So could that be her trying to edit her own video to post to the internet and to get some help out of that situation? But like, again, if she was trying to send these little subliminal messages, don't you think that her captures would catch them? Unless like maybe they're like very French and they don't understand English that well. Like, I don't know. Like, I have so many thoughts going through my mind because part of me thinks that she could be captured, especially when we hear some of those noises from the background. But then at the same time, like, is she just doing this herself to like cash in on all of the concern? I mean, here's another instance where she writes "so good" at the bottom, and it doesn't seem like this actually spells out anything. There are some people out there who claim that it could be some type of messaging, but like, is it just her, you know, messing with the keys and just hitting O and S and O? Or do you think it is a way for her to try to communicate out to her fans? Let's go back to this video I was just talking about, the one posted in June 2019, because there is a moment that happens on screen and a lot of fans were talking about it. So here is a little snippet from her mukbang, and pretty much right here, she is eating, actually I don't even know what those, oh, scallops. She's eating some scallops and she starts tapping on the side of the bowl, as you guys can see, over and over again. It does also seem like she's doing some type of rhythm or something. Honestly, when I first saw it, I was like, wait, oh, she's just trying to get the sauce off her hands. But a lot of people actually believe that she is trying to send Morse code through this little tapping. Again, at first I was like, maybe she's just trying to get something off her hands. I'm also a person who like taps and like moves all the time, so I get just like kind of anxiously like tapping and such like this. But could this be a sign of Morse code? Honestly, I don't know Morse or his code, but pretty much she posted about this situation because so many fans were concerned, and she wrote it in third person, which I thought was kind of odd, and it's in like quotes, but she pretty much writes, "It's not Morse code. That isn't even how Morse code works. It's a series of short and long pulses." And part of me thinks that someone else actually wrote this, because if you look at the other text that she has written, even throughout this video, she doesn't seem to have that great of like English when she types out, but this is written so well that I don't think that she even wrote this. Like, maybe there's someone else helping her. I don't know, a friend? She says, "Every claim aside from the bruises is just silly. Why would a capture let her edit her videos? That doesn't even make sense. And if the YouTuber could spot the SOS, so would they? And if she knew enough to use SOS as a call for help, why on earth wouldn't she have taped that on the bowl?" I mean, that's not really a great response in my opinion. Actually, part of me thinks that she saw this comment, she copied and pasted it, put it up on herself, and then pinned it. Like, someone else probably wrote this and she was just trying to like, hey, yeah, like that's right, let me just run with their explanation. Kate is definitely consistent when it comes to her content because a lot of her videos are very similar. She eats a large amount of food very, very fast, almost too fast, where I feel like, ugh, are you gonna get sick? And I think, in my opinion, I mean, I don't understand how she can eat all that and keep it down. I mean, a lot of people believe that she may have been getting herself sick afterwards just to like, I don't know, relieve what she just ate, because as someone who's also like, I've had my own ED issues, specifically what we're talking about here, you eat a ton very quickly, very fast, and then you go into the bathroom and you get rid of it. And if you look at some of her videos, like compared from back then to now, you will see that she actually looks like she's gotten thinner, which I don't really want to go and just break down her body type. I don't think that that's necessary or helpful, but it's something noted, because if you're going to talk about her being captured and being like held by someone, then you would think that maybe this is the only time that she eats and maybe she is getting thinner, and it would make sense because if she does eat large quantities like this, which I mean, you would think, oh God, is it just a once in a while thing because she only posts every couple of months? But like when your stomach expands like that and you get used to eating or comfortable eating in that fashion, that's just a normal. And I feel like there is definitely something like there's some health concerns involved with this. But Kate has addressed these concerns in her description where she writes, I eat fast and I know the risks, but I always have eaten like this and I have any health problems. I think she means I haven't had any health problems. My metabolic system is adapted. So her body is used to eating this amount of food very quickly. So then that makes me think that she does it more regularly than what she's actually posting on YouTube. But then how does she stay so thin? It doesn't really make sense. I was reading through some comments and actually one of you guys suggested that maybe Katie has Russell's sign, which is a sign, a skin sign that you are suffering with an ED. On top of that, she had that marking on her lip. Marks on her lip could be due to the stomach acid drying out her lips if she purges. Oh God, I don't even like thinking about that. But if you look at everything considered, I would suspect that she probably does have eating issues. Another good sign that someone is struggling with an ED is if their teeth look pretty bad. At one point, actually, and I still use prescription toothpaste because your teeth, the enamel will just be torn up from throwing up over and over again. And in this video, actually, she loses her tooth on camera and she has zero reaction. And when she loses the tooth itself, it doesn't bleed. It doesn't look like it just was freshly ripped out of her mouth. It just like kind of falls out and she just continues eating. So I want to give you guys a trigger warning for this. Her tooth is literally about to come out and the reaction she has is just quite bizarre because she's eating. And keep in mind guys, this is her most recent video. It was posted a year ago. So she's been very silent out here. But her last video was of her throwing, oh my gosh, of her tooth coming out. She says one of pieces of my tooth, which again, the English isn't too great there. And oh my gosh, the tooth looks rotten. Actually, go back to that. That tooth is rotten. Look how it's like black on there. And it makes me think that if she does have eating issues, this could be part of it because this is a true sign that someone has, you know, their teeth health is obviously like really poor, and that could be a part of them throwing up and having stomach bile all over their teeth, you know, when they get sick. Oh God, it just seems, there's 2 teeth there? Oh my gosh, 2. How many teeth did she lose during this? Oh my gosh, that is so scary. She said, so you can see my second one. Oh my gosh, which just broke. She's breaking all her teeth on the seafood. Ugh. Gosh, that must mean her teeth are very, very fragile. Another reason why people believe that Katie Up is being forced to make these videos are because some of the sounds that come out from her videos, because you will hear someone speaking in the background telling her to swallow or to eat more. And these little voices tick off fans and they think that maybe there's a man sitting there right across from her telling her what to eat and how to eat it. So could that just be Katie, you know, making a bunch of mouth noises and some air just happens to come out? It could be, but I did pull a few other clips from videos I watched where literally in the beginning of this clip, you will hear some tapping in the background, which makes me think that someone is with her. So there's obviously some clear tapping there, but she has addressed those rumors in the past on her videos, and she wrote in this little note, you can notice it, I am very well, I'm alone while eating, nobody telling me what I have to do, I do it by myself. So obviously again, written kind of an odd way, but is she just by herself? Is this her clarifying with her fans like, yo, I'm alone and I'm just doing this? Or is there someone there? Because in that same video I was just showing you guys a clip from, I heard a little bit where it sounds like someone says swallow to her. So listen very closely. So Katie has also shared other notes in the past that are very similar to the note that we just saw, where she claims that everything she's doing is alone and by herself. I do want to know, out of her 30 videos, there seems to be a switch in her content. She posted a video, I am alive, and this is after that video with the bruising and the Morse code, and in this video, nothing really happens, but she posted it because she was getting a lot of messages and a lot of claims that, you know what, this girl is in danger and she needs our help. I mean, there are people who are out here trying to figure out who she is so they can locate her and save her because they truly believe that she's being held captive. But in this video, she left a note where she wrote, "Stop worrying about me and take care of yourself." That was in one of her most recent videos titled "Cooking Brain in Waffle Iron and Eat It." Oh gosh, she ate some type of brain inside that video. But yeah, the content itself got a little bit weird after her "I'm Alive" video. I mean, she started bringing up brains. Like in this video, she also started like dipping her seafood in soda at some point. And in that video, she actually addresses this situation even a little more. So like I said, she posted this video where she dips her seafood in soda, and pretty much in this video, she gives a shout out to her fans and tells them to leave her alone. She writes, "For several weeks now, there have been harmful messages about myself. As you can notice, I am happy. Nobody is harming me." Oh gosh. She writes, "Oh no," and then she says, "Oh gosh, I'm lying, ... In fact, there is people harming me every day without even knowing it. All those who are continuing to spread the rumor." So I don't really love that messaging there, because I feel like if people are worried about Kate, then they should just be worried about her and she should like clear the air and tell everyone not to be. But it seems like she's poking fun at the situation because she is just telling you guys that these are rumors. I'm doing it to myself. Like, this is totally fine. And just Kate Yup. I mean, keep it going. Keep my name in your mouths, because she is gaining a lot of traction online from this. Another thing that I think is concerning about Kate's story is the fact that she hasn't posted in like a year. She has been silent off social media and there haven't been any signs of her anywhere. She has 0 posts on Instagram. She hasn't been posting in her community tab, and people are worried about her. Like, what happened? Why did she just disappear after these very bizarre mukbang videos? Do you think that just the talk got too much and that maybe people were actually like doxing her and finding out who she was and she was like, hold up, I need to step back? Or do you think this is all just part of a bigger plan where she is, you know, getting clout off the situation and kind of making a business out of it? If you guys check out her social blade, you will see that she's making about 10 grand a month from this channel, even though she hasn't been posting at all. So this might encourage her to keep up the cryptic messaging and to keep people wondering where she's at, because she's getting a pretty penny for doing that. I mean, all of this concern has resulted in many videos, many Reddit threads, and a lot of people wondering who Kate really is. Let's go ahead and walk through some of the conspiracies out there that claim they know what's going on with Kate, because there are a lot of people who are interested and they want to get to the bottom of this. So like I said, some people believe that she is being held hostage by some depraved individual that likes watching her eat on camera after, you know, keeping her from food for multiple days, and they like to watch her binge eat because she's just so hungry after being held hostage by whoever this is. Another theory is that she started her channel like any other mukbang channel, but she saw the attention she was getting and she decided to go along with the story that she is being held captive. And now she purposely includes signs in the videos to make it look like she needs help. Honestly, I kind of believe that this is true just because I think back to Marina Joyce and people like that, and they got so much attention off of like being suspected as kidnapped, and it makes me think that this is just another one of those situations, but maybe Kate doesn't want to get caught, because I feel like once you get caught and exposed for doing something like this, that is just like such a bad look and also bad karma. Others believe that maybe Kate has really bad mental illness and that she records her videos during episodes of binge eating, because like I said earlier, some believe that she has an ED, and this would explain some of her rotten teeth and her cuts and her bruises, but it wouldn't explain the persistence of another person being in the room with her. You guys know those noises and such like that, but I mean, is there even a person in there? There are a lot of claims that people believe they see a reflection in a spoon or in a bowl. I looked at those claims and I didn't think that they were valid enough to include them in this video, but a lot of people believe that there's someone else there. I find this next theory the most interesting because some people believe that Kate Yup is actually a 16-year-old girl named Carly that disappeared under abnormal circumstances back in 2018. And the story with Carly is really heartbreaking shocking because her stepmother Melissa went to go pick her up at 8 p.m. one night and brought her back to their home. When the stepmother Melissa picked up Carly, she was kind of out of it because she was smoking that night, so Melissa asked her to sleep with her in her room that night to just kind of keep her safe and such, because the girl was feeling a little bit paranoid after, you know, hitting it and stuff, and she was just, I guess, anxious. So that next morning at 5:30 a.m., Melissa, the stepmother, wakes up and she looked over and she sees Carly laying next to her, and she was fully awake. Then Melissa fell back to sleep, and around 7:15 a.m., she woke up to realize that Carly wasn't next to her anymore. There was no sign of forced entry into the home, and both the father and the stepmother said they had no idea where Carly went. Carly left everything behind. She didn't have her phone, none of her personal belongings, and she just dipped, which is not a good sign if you guys are a crime junkie like me. So I did some more research on this story, and I came to the conclusion that Carly actually has nothing to do with Kate Yup. And the reason why I say this is very simple and very clear. I mean, I think that Kate is probably French or has relationship to France or someone who is French. Not saying that Carly doesn't, but the problem with Carly is that she was, you know, she went missing on October 12th, 2018, when in fact Kate's first video was posted in April 2018. So there's no way that this could be Kate if Kate posted a video months and months before this girl ever actually went missing. But this story has nothing to do with Kate. I saw it on a Reddit thread, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to include it. Finally, the last conspiracy about Kate is that everything is already planned out and very intentional. They purposely try to make it look like she's been kidnapped, that she is very thin and only ever being fed on camera, forced to eat large amounts of seafood for the world to watch in awe, while this man, whoever this perpetrator is just on the other side of the camera making it happen. Again, I just don't know if I believe that there is someone else involved in Kate Yup's videos, but I also do believe that it's odd that these symbols are just showing up in her videos for whatever reason. Like I mentioned earlier, she hasn't posted in like a year now, so there's really no traction when it comes to her case, but there have been other YouTubers who have been covering it more recently, and people have been asking what happened to Kate, and I am here asking the same question: where is she? And I'm going to be staying on top of this story, because if she comes out with a new video like anytime soon, I'm going to be covering it, because I am so invested now in this story that I want to know not even who she is, because I think that she wants to keep herself private. That's why she's covering her face and her wrists, but I just want to know why or how or if she's okay, because the cryptic messages and the weird eating, the excessive amounts, the speed of it all, everything is just very alarming. And if she's not kidnapped by someone, there is something serious going on here, because there are millions of people out here who are watching, waiting for something to happen, for her capturer to slip up or something, and if that capturer isn't a thing, then maybe Kate is very mentally ill or even physically ill. So there are a lot of things to consider out here, and I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below, because going through this video, I love having a great conclusion, and there's really no great conclusion when it comes to this story. So comment below and let me know your thoughts. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to go ahead and open a P.O. Box item. This is from Wallflower Studios. If you ever want to send me anything, I have my P.O. Box listed below, but no pressure at all. I just love seeing what you guys create and stuff. And let's go ahead and see who this is from. I need to use my opener more. I'm like over here struggling to get this thing open. So let's go ahead and see. There are a few things in here. Okay. The note says, "Hi Sloan, I'm Kayla. I'm working towards a career as a freelance artist and Etsy shop owner. I want to send you these as a thank you for the videos you make. Growing up, I was, oh no, taken advantage of, much like these stories you cover. Thank you for spreading awareness and for trying to help these women. You're the best." Thank you so much, Kayla, and I will link everything below. And she's got a small business Instagram and Twitter, and I will link that all below. Let's go ahead and see what she, this is so cute. Oh my gosh, look at this pen. It's a big egg. It's like a, wait, is this over easy egg? Oh my gosh, it's so cute though. It's like a little pen, and you guys can see that she has proper like packaging and such, so it seems very official, and this is just so cute. Oh my gosh, I love eggs too. This is just such a vibe. She also sent me some stickers. Let's go ahead and see what's going on inside here. Okay, I don't want to break any of them. I love stickers because I always turn them into magnets. I feel like I say this every single time, but stickers, I just don't like how they like end up, they're, you know, done after one use. But if you have it as a magnet, then you get to use it multiple times. Oh, this one says Black Lives Matter, period. And then this, another egg. Oh, these are so adorable. Thank you so much, Kayla. This is so cute, and I will link everything below. Definitely go check her out, and I'll see you guys in a new video soon. Bye, guys.